Hey you guys, what's happening? I am here at the Penthouse with the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Record.
What's up?
So we're gonna share some, you guys, some cool stuff that normally is only seen by the people in this here room. But you are going to learn about online marketing, sales, funnels, viral content, all kinds of cool stuff from this guy right here, Chris Record. So let me turn this around and I'm gonna step out of the way, and in away we go.
So I already did introductions. You guys know who I am, but I really don't know a lot of you. So we're going to go around, and anybody who wants to just raise their hand and tell me a little bit about your business, just tell me who you are in case we didn't meet. And then what we're going to do is just kind of, it's like a little round table hot seat. I'll share with you guys the business. We'll share with people online and go from there. So who wants to kind of kick it off and get this little strategy session going? My man right here. What's your name? Rod? Roz. Okay. What's your business about?
Business is coaching other personal trainers, coaches, studio owners to grow their business and create a lifestyle fitness business.
Okay.
Summit coming called the 1 Hour Summit, and that's my focus and challenge.
So tell me about this. So you're a coach.
Yep.
Let me get a pen that works. Let's see. Okay. So you're a coach. Your niche is fitness. Okay. And you have an event called the 1 Hour Summit. You said?
Yes.
1 Hour Summit. So, and you said that's your focus. So tell me about the 1 Hour Summit.
So the 1 Hour Summit is a 2-day event where I'm bringing myself and a number of other thought leaders in to actually teach on concepts of creating a lifestyle fitness business, which means they can create their $1 million message, understand authority, and understand the systems necessary so that they can take themselves out of the business and work on their business.
Okay, so you have an event. It's called the 1 Hour Summit. It's a 2-day event. It's a 2-day event, and it's for, you said it's in the fitness industry, so are you targeting personal trainers?
Yes, personal trainers, studio owners, boot camp owners, online coaches.
Okay, so your audience is personal trainers. Let's do all those again. This is important. Personal trainers. What else?
Studio owners.
Studio owners.
Service-based businesses.
What does that mean? Service-based business.
If you're a massage therapist, if you're someone, they deal with the same type of stuff.
Health and fitness services, right? Because it wouldn't be like real estate. It would be, okay, so service-based business. And we'll put health and fitness. And what else was the other one you said? There was one more. So you got, and then boot camps. Okay, so you're targeting, okay, so you're a coach, you're in the fitness industry, you have an event called the 1 Hour Summit, it's a 2-day event, you're focused on teaching people how to build a lifestyle fitness brand, and you target personal trainers, studio owners, service-based businesses in the health and fitness industry like massage, chiropractic, whatever those things might be, and then people that run boot camps. How much is the cost of this?
$97 right now, going up to $197 at the point of the event.
Okay, so $97 to $197. Now, is this, when you're at this event, do you also sell?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some of the, do you have upsells? Do you have something you sell from stage?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you sell from stage?
So we got an 8-week program, which is going to be an 8-week business accelerator program.
Okay.
And
It's like a boot camp itself?
it's a mastermind.
Okay, 8-week mastermind. Do you mind sharing the cost of that?
$3K.
And that's $3K. Is that your core offer?
Yes.
Okay, so your goal is to get as many of these people here to come to your event, 2-day event, and at the 2-day event, you want to get as many of them to join your 8-week mastermind. Correct. For $3,000. Are you running this whole thing yourself?
Yes.
Do you have guest speakers?
Yeah, guest speakers.
Okay, so is this event already booked?
Yes. June 1st and 2nd.
June 1st. Where is it at?
New York.
New York. Okay. June 1st and 2nd. Okay. So that's a good amount of information. So first things first, how many tickets have you sold?
We have 11 tickets sold.
11? Okay. So what's your goal?
50.
11 to 50. How big's your venue?
It can hold up to 150.
Hold up to 150? My man, 50. You could do better than that.
Okay.
You could do better than that.
Discuss that, yeah.
Okay. New York's not a cheap place for venues.
Right.
But, I mean, you're only charging $97 to $197.
Right.
Okay. What is your marketing strategy to get people to buy tickets?
So first is going to be my email list.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot of those. I'm going live, doing a lot of trainings. We also have a webinar coming up called Creating a Lifestyle Fitness Business. And that's going to be to funnel them in. So I'm going to give them 3 secrets that are going to give them an offer into that.
Okay, so what platform are you doing the webinar on?
We're going to go on Zoom.
On Zoom. Okay, it's a live webinar?
Yeah.
And you're going to promote email and social.
I'm going to email and social.
Are you doing any advertising?
Not for that.
No ads. Okay. So, my first question for you. Why are you doing no ads?
We just didn't add that.
Okay, so if I'm selling a ticket for $97 and I can spend $50 on ads to get somebody there, and so I'm making $50 on it, if you were spending $50 an ad to get $100 tickets, would you do it all day? All day long. So the big question is, so why not ads? Because these right here, this is grunt work, right? This is you grinding it out. I mean, emails so much, but how big's your list?
About 2,000.
About 2K. So at a 10% open rate? So you're getting maybe 200 people seeing it, and out of that, how many clicks? 20? 50?
It's pretty engaged.
Okay, so let's say 50 clicks. Okay, so it's just small, right? So the first thing that I would say for advice for you and your business is, I would say think bigger. I would say 10x all of these goals. Now I know you probably already have the venue locked, but I would say sell out this event right here. Put a big sold out on the page, and everybody that hits that page, tell them if a spot opens, reserve your ticket here if a spot opens. I would sell this thing out right away. I think at $97, you can sell this thing out in a week. Okay, so what you've got to do, the way you've got to sell it out in a week is you've got to start to think, instead of doing these old school practices, you're already going to do these, go over here to ads. Go to ads. You would jump on Facebook and Instagram. You already know your target demographic so well. Ads work well when you know exactly who you want to target. So right here, look at these. Personal trainers, studio owners, service-based businesses, boot camp owners. You can go in literally and target, even in the New York area, you can target New York as a geographic region. You could target people who do massage in New York, people who are chiropractors in New York, people who own studios in New York. You can target all these. And then you want to put your mind in the mind of a studio owner. If I own, let's say, a fitness studio, like a Pilates or whatever it is, what fan pages am I following? What specific things as a studio owner, what do I have to buy that only studio owners have to buy? Maybe there's a wholesale company that sells equipment, then I'm always going to be liking them. You can find these gold mine things, right? So, and I would go look at what other businesses help studio owners. And then you can use those as keywords. I would literally get in here and I would target personal trainers, studio owners, service-based, and boot camps in the New York area. That way you're going to eliminate travel and hotel costs, which in New York is, we're going there at the end of the month, and it's expensive. Depending on the day you go there, it's you might be spending $300 a night at a hotel, standard, right? And that's not even the best hotels. And they're booked out. So flying into New York, driving all the way, it's an expensive trip. But if you target people, if you get people that are local to be able to go there, and that's where ads come in. See, these people on your email list, these 2,000, probably don't all live in New York within a short drive to your venue, right? They're probably all over the nation or world, right? So that's where ads are your best friend. You keep doing this. Do email, do social, do lives, and do this. So there's two things I'd recommend. My 2 pieces of advice. One is I would do ads, and I would do them ASAP. Okay? Now 2, what I would do is I would do what's called an auto webinar. Okay. What I mean by an auto webinar is do this webinar once and then record it. And then what you want to do is you want to do a live webinar. There's services like EverWebinar, okay, that you can use, and you want to upload it in, and then you want to make it what's called a just-in-time webinar. So I'll put that just-in-time webinar. Now what this means is if I go from an ad or whatever to go register for your webinar, after I enter my name and email, it's going to say, choose which webinar you want to attend. And it's going to say, there just happens to be one always in 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes, hey, you randomly got lucky. Now what happens is, a replay of your webinar versus a just-in-time webinar. That just-in-time webinar, if somebody's oh my God, it starts in 10 minutes. Okay, let me wrap up what I'm doing. Let me get some coffee. Let me get my notepad, and let me get focused, because they can't skip around in the video at all. They're going to watch a webinar. You're going to get their focus. And that's why paying a service like EverWebinar or whatever is worth it. And a just-in-time webinar is going to convert crazy, because you're going to do a just-in-time webinar, you're going to give them some tips or whatever it is, some value, and then you're going to pitch them on coming out to your event. The other thing I would do is, let's say I can't make it to New York. Are you live streaming your event? Okay. It's very, very simple to live stream an event. In fact, you could do it as simple as this. The quality of a live stream only matters if you're charging a lot of money. But at these kind of tickets right here, it's not a lot. So what you want to do is you don't want to take a no. Okay, so let's say you ask me right now if I can come to your boot camp as a guest or come to your 1-hour summit. No, I can't. So you just lost a sale. See how simple that is? And so instead, the question would be, instead of saying, can you come to the summit, yes or no, and here's the cost, the question would be a little bit more like, the summit is on June 1st and June 2nd in New York. Are you more likely to make it in person or to watch online? Do you see how you eliminate the no, right? So anytime in sales, you want to eliminate no, and you want to give options and choices. So what I would do is I would add a live streaming option, right here, live stream the event, and then you could add the live stream event for even $67. It could be cheaper. For $67, you could watch from home. Now, the reason this is important is because now you're going to be able to recoup some of your ad cost. So if you're driving ads, if you're paying money, like let's say you drop $1,000 on ads and you're paying money, then all you got to do is sell 10 tickets to make back your money, or all these people that can't go because it's in New York or they don't have that date available, whatever, 67. You get the live streaming and you get the recordings and throw a bonus. So this would be the live stream and would be the recordings and give them a bonus. Do you have any PDFs or any videos or past things you've done? Say exclusive. I used to sell these for $97. These currently are selling for $297 or whatever it is. When you buy the live stream today, as a bonus, the first 50 people to buy the live stream, I'm going to throw in this $297 bonus. Something like that. Because in order to sell from Facebook ads, you need urgency and scarcity. Okay? You need urgency and scarcity. You need a reason for them to do it right now. Okay? If this event is June 1st and June 2nd, then I'm going to wait until May to decide if I want to go, because I don't know my schedule in June. But if this price is going to go up, that creates a little bit of urgency. Or if there's only 150 available spots, that creates scarcity. There's a limitation, or there's a reason to act fast. Or if the first 50 are going to get this massive bonus just for buying the live stream, then I'll buy the live stream. So this becomes 3 products. Product 1, live stream. Product 2, basic ticket. Product 3 is the upgrade. Now what I would do is I would run ads to that. And when you run ads to your event page and see if it converts. But also, after you do this webinar, run some ads to the auto webinar of it. That might convert like crazy. People come on, they get 12 free tips on whatever it is to build a lifestyle business, whatever your webinar ends up being, and then they get pitched this 97 or 197. Don't be afraid to release a little bit of money out there. I mean, we're already going to do it. You're here. Right. This wasn't free to get here, and this travel, stuff like that, right? So I know this looks like a mess here, but in summary for this, what I would say is if I were in your shoes, I would say I would set a goal. Instead of 11 tickets sold with a goal of 50, I would say I'm going to sell out the event at $150. I'm going to do it with a combination of email marketing, social media, a webinar. I'm going to put a replay of that webinar in an auto webinar. All of that's going to sell that. But I'm also going to do some ads. And I'm going to target personal trainers, studio owners, service-based businesses, and people that run boot camps using Facebook and Instagram. And if you're not a pro, this is actually like 101 level advertising. It's nothing fancy. You're not doing intersecting audiences, and you're not doing, multiple things. These are watch, type it in. People who live within 25 miles of your venue who are massage therapists. Watch, type it in. You'll be like, oh my God, this is not hard to target these people. And run a bunch of little ads at $5 a day. So you're for the price of a cup of coffee, you're experimenting and seeing. Worst case, it doesn't work, pause the ad. It's not a big risk. And in this, the thing is that once you learn this, then you can go set up another event in Atlanta the next month or 2 months later, and you could put 400 or 500 people in a room. And if you're selling this $3K, wouldn't you rather have 500 people in a room as potential buyers? So you got to scale. Ads make this a scalable business. So always try. And if it doesn't work, it's only a matter of time before you crack the code. Okay? So your name was Roz? Roz. And what's the actual name of your business?
The name of the business is the 1 Hour Trainer Summit, but the name of it is Fitness Business Mastery.
Fitness Business Mastery. Fitness Business Mastery with Roz. Was this helpful?
Absolutely.
All right, my man.
All right. So, I know it's incredible, huh? You're like, mind gas.
I'm ready to move to the next one. They want to take pictures.
So, okay, who's next? Who wants? Come on, man. All right. Go ahead. We you know what? I tell you what. Because we spent so much time with you, I do want to be brief with you, though, to be fair with everyone else. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else need this? Am I clean? Am I good?
Okay. Lily's gonna go.
Okay. So let me erase this. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me erase this, and then we'll get to the next one.
You guys are crazy if you don't raise your hand. Let me just put it that way. Like literally, this can increase your annual income by 10 to 20%. Easy. So just freaking raise your hand. All right, so Lily, you're next.
Lily.
Simple. I run Facebook ads, Instagram, and YouTube for chiropractors.
Okay, so Lily, is it L-I-L-Y?
L-I-L-I.
L-I-L-I. Okay, FB ads. And say those niches again.
Instagram, YouTube, and it's for chiropractors.
Okay, Instagram. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
For chiropractors.
And your niche is chiropractors.
Yes.
Okay.
In the U.S.
In the U.S. Okay. So Lily, you must have a Facebook ads agency.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a consultant or do you do fulfillment or both?
Both.
Okay. Give me an idea of what you charge.
So it ranges from $1,700 to $2,544 a month.
1,700, sorry. 1,700, and the other number was very specific. 1,700, but you said it like a very specific number.
$2,544 a month.
2,544 a month. 1,700 a month?
20%.
Or one, okay. And 24 cents?
So it depends what they want.
Okay, okay, so you have an agency. For lack of a better terms, you might consider yourself a solopreneur, but you essentially have an agency.
Yeah.
A Facebook ads agency for chiropractors. You also do Instagram and YouTube ads. Okay, you charge a monthly fee. Now, in this monthly fee, if I'm a chiropractor, I'm going to spend $1,700 to $2,500 a month, and I'm likely going to spend ad spend on top of that. So it's this plus ad spend.
Yeah.
So this is your fee.
Yeah.
Now, in that fee, what do you do? If I'm a chiropractor and I say, okay, I want to drop $5,000 a month in advertising, you say, okay, it's $5,000 a month plus $2,500. What do I roughly get for that?
So for $5,000, you could get a lot more than $2,500.
Well, let's say $5,000 in ad spend. Let's say $5,000 in ad spend, and then I'm paying you the $2,500 here.
Essentially, it's a funnel. So it's 2 to 3 campaigns, and it's content, so copy,
Copywriting?
marketing, troubleshooting, monitoring, managing. It could potentially also be chatbot.
Okay, chatbot. Okay, so you have a variety of services you offer.
Email sequences,
Email,
mobile texting.
mobile.
Dang, girl, I didn't know you were doing all that.
Okay. So this to me is, so you're offering it's a done for you.
It's done for you.
It's all done for you. So the benefit here for a chiropractor is, Mr. and Mrs. Chiropractor, advertising online is complicated. There's a lot that goes into it. Chat bots, email marketing, copywriting, building funnels, sequencing, finding the right target audience, and all of these things, plus learning how to place ads. Rather than you waste your precious time and money doing that, we offer a done-for-you solution. We offer a very simple, flat monthly rate of $2,500 a month, and then on top of whatever ad spend that you have, for that $2,500 a month, we offer these services. Do you also offer consulting to them within that, or do you charge? Okay, so I would say, Mr. and Mrs. Chiropractor.
And I have the scripting since I have over 10 years of sales and marketing experience.
Okay.
I know what to say. And
Okay, so you got the scripting and everything. Now, let's identify this here. So I heard a couple of things. Let's go into your problems. It sounds like the first problem that I heard you say is that you are slammed. That's a lot of stuff to do.
But I have a secondary challenge.
Okay, tell me about your challenges.
So right now my challenge that I'm working on is to, so videos away, obviously. So I have about 16,000 chiropractic emails that I don't know. There's so many strategies that are effective. I'm trying to figure out the most effective one right now.
Okay. So 16,000 chiropractic emails. Do you mail them?
I haven't started.
Okay. You literally have a download file. Do you have them uploaded into any platform to email? Okay.
It'll be MailChimp.
It'll be MailChimp. Is MailChimp going to allow you, is MailChimp, when they're going to ask you to verify these are really your email addresses, is MailChimp going to say you have proof that these are yours and you deserve the right to email them?
It's probably going to ask.
Yeah, you're probably going to run into difficulty with MailChimp. Go for it. It doesn't hurt to go for it. Worst case, they say no. You might want to look at some alternatives. May I recommend maybe SendGrid as an alternative, just to give you something right now instead of giving 100 different options. SendGrid. So what I would do is I'd maybe go dual. Try to upload the list to SendGrid, try to upload it to MailChimp. Assume when you go to upload that list, assume that it's going to be rejected. Assume they're going to say no. Why should they accept it? You probably scraped the list. You know, there's so many ways to like write programs to steal people's emails. People need to be opted in order to be able to receive content. So you have to assume that these lists are going to get shut down. So when you push in the list, so contact people at SendGrid, contact people at MailChimp when you go to upload it and say, here is my list. Here is how I got these emails. Here, you know, give them in advance, lead with the fact that you have the right to email these people, right? Come up with whatever you are and pitch that. Also, you may not want to upload 16,000 at once. You may want to upload 1,000 and email those 1,000 for like a week or two. What they're going to look for, what SendGrid, MailChimp, any of these services are going to look for, is they're going to look for spam, like people, out of these 1,000 people, how many are reporting it as spam? How many are unsubscribing? How many people, what's happening to these emails? Because MailChimp and SendGrid and all these, their email deliverability is based on how real the people are supposed to be emailed. So if you're just uploading 16,000 emails, people might go, what the hell am I on this list for? I want off this list. They're going to just shut down your account. So get a smaller amount and then add in more and more and more and more, okay? That's what I would recommend. So solving problem number one is that if you have an email list, challenge number one is upload it to a couple different places. I know MailChimp sounds and looks amazing when you go to it. You're like, oh, it's so easy. You just da-da-da-da-da. They're likely just going to shut that list down from my experience. So go for it, but I wouldn't count on that for your business model. You're going to look for a service where there's more bulk uploads. Also, there's ways that you can clean the list. There's ways you can do things. Like when you go to mail, what you want to do is what they're going to do is they're going to judge you on how quality your opens are and how much people are enjoying it. So right off the bat, right in the beginning, say, hey, if for any reason you don't want to be on this list, here's the unsubscribe button. Unsubscribes are not bad. It's better than them hitting spam. If they hit spam, you're going to be flagged. So it's better to say, hey, for any reason, right up front in the email, when you're starting to email, hey, for any reason, here's why you're receiving this email. Here's the value I'm going to bring to you. If for any reason you don't want to receive emails like this, click here. And like cause them to unsubscribe. That's okay. That's better than spam. And start with a small list. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to like nurture this list. So give them value. So instead of going in and trying to sell these people, build relationship with these people instead. But I wouldn't bank a whole lot on 16,000. I come from a business model where I could take you from scratch and build your own 16,000 person email list in like a month. So this is not required. We could come up with a creative campaign. Chiropractors, easy to target. We can go on Facebook right now and give away a free training to chiropractors. Say, hey, if you are a chiropractor in the California, if you're a chiropractor in Northern California, we have a perfect free training for you, no catch whatsoever. Just tell us what's your best email to send this to you. And then they'll opt in and they'll subscribe, and then you have them on an email list with MailChimp. Okay? That's so much easier. Now, are you going to pay for that lead? Yes. But if you're paying, let's say, if you look at this, let's say that you're paying $1 per click for chiropractors. Okay? So you're targeting chiros. You're paying, let's say, $1 per click. Okay? And then you're going to send them to an opt-in page for this thing. And let's say you're not that great at it. You sound like you are, but let's say only 1 out of 3 opt in. If you're good, you could probably get 1 out of 2. But let's just be conservative, right? 1 out of 3 opt in, which means that you're paying $3 per lead, email lead. Okay? So of chiropractors. So $1 per click, $3 per lead. Now, $3 per lead. Then they're going to go, after they opt in, they're going to go to a thank you page. On this thank you page, it's going to say, thank you for getting this free report or this free whatever the thing is. And while you're here, watch this video. Okay? So it's a thank you page. Watch this video. If you remember the last consulting we did with Roz, the video should be an auto webinar because people are more likely say, hey, while you're here, we'd love to get you registered for a free training, a bonus training. Now, what I would do is I go from the thank you page to something like EverWebinar. And on EverWebinar, you've got a webinar you do once, and it will automatically be on the thank you page. So here's how this works. And it might be advanced because I'm not showing you, but if you use a service like EverWebinar, on the actual auto webinar page, you don't actually have a thank you page. You're really just sending them to the registration page. And at the top, just change the text to say, thank you for downloading your free report. and make sure that you register for our bonus webinar where we're going to teach you these things. So all you do is you're taking your Ever webinar registration page and you're acting like it's a thank you page. This is brilliant. This right here is going to watch how this is going to work. They're going to get on a live webinar, a simulated live webinar. And on this webinar, you're going to talk with them for maybe 30 minutes, just kind of like, who are you? What do you do to help chiropractors? Why is this valuable? And what I would do is I would sell them something inexpensive. Get in a relationship where they buy something inexpensive. Don't go straight to this. What I would do is I would sell them something maybe more like, let's say like a 97 to 297, maybe a course. Or whatever it might be. If you don't want to do a course, then just say it's a 4-week boot camp. For 4 weeks in a row, you just do a live webinar or whatever. If that's worth $97 all day long. So watch what happens. Just watch what happens. $1 per click, which means you're paying $3 per lead, which is essentially $3 per registration. But let's just say everybody that opts in doesn't necessarily watch the webinar. So let's say you're actually spending more like $5 per attendee. Okay? And out of these $5 per attendee, let's say that only half stay on for your pitch. Like 30 minutes into it, let's say half drop off. So you're doing $10 per person that watches the pitch, which is whatever you're selling this 97. $10 per pitch. And now let's say that only 1 out of 5 buy or 1 out of 10 buy, whatever it might be. I don't know how good you are at selling. I don't know what the offer is or whatever, how compelling it is. You can always experiment. But if let's say 1 out of 10 buy, which means if you're paying $10 per person, then you're going to need to pay $100 to get somebody to buy. So you're spending $100 per buyer, and you're making $100. Okay? So, and you're making $100, so you are breaking even. Okay? You might be able to raise your price, but you're breaking even. Let's say you're spending $10. This is really good math, by the way. $1 a click. A third of those opting in, that's reasonable. Not even all of them do the Ever webinar, so you're paying more like $5. That's reasonable. And I'm saying half of them drop off. That's reasonable. And out of the half that stay on, only 10% buy anything. These are reasonable numbers. These aren't like far-fetched numbers. And you could break even with that. You're spending $100 to make $100. But how cool is this? Every single one, to spend $100 to make $100, watch how these numbers work real quick. So to get 100 people on right here, okay, to get 100 people to watch the pitch, okay, think about this. $1 per click, $3 per lead. You're really only spending $3 per lead. This is what's killer. $3 per lead. So to get 100 people to actually watch means that 200 people registered, means that more like 250 people. You're probably getting more like 250 leads, let's just say, per buyer. Right? 250 leads in that math. It's pretty cool, like $3 per lead. Even if you just do it like this, $3 per lead, let's just do simple math right here. $3 goes into 100, how many times? Like 33 or whatever? So let's just say 30 leads. 30 leads. Even if you just do that math. For every $100 you spend, 30 leads. So here's the cool thing. You're building your own email list, and it's called self-funded proposal. You're spending $100 to make $100. And it's all autopilot. This whole thing's autopilot. I know it might sound confusing if you've never done it, but the whole thing's autopilot. All you're doing is you're creating a webinar that's going to sell. You're creating a product for $97, and if you don't have one, just say it's a 4-week boot camp and make it as you go. Like boot camp starts April 1st. There you go. And it's like, here's the sessions. Register now. So you create like a little boot camp, either a course or something, and then you create a little sales page for it, $97. You create a webinar for it. You automate it with EverWebinar, and then what you're doing is you're just driving clicks to a lead capture page to your bonus webinar. And then you just run these ads on autopilot. Dollar per click is easy. I mean, shoot, you're a Facebook advertiser. Is a dollar per click easy? You tell me.
Yeah.
It's easy. You could probably get it's doable. Like you could probably get campaigns that get as low as like 30 cents a click. Okay, so it's doable. This is doable. What's cool about this model is that you could build your own 16,000 person email list. You know, you could sell, so for every, like let's say you spend 1,000 on ads. Okay? That means that you got 10 times that, it's 300 leads. Just right off the bat. You got 1,000, you made back 1,000, and you got 300 leads of chiropractors who are, not just chiropractors who are interested in you. And if you do this, you spend 10,000, you get 3,000 leads, and then on top of that, like Those aren't just leads. These are people who get to know you, like you, trust you, interested in your stuff, following up with you. Every single one of these people that click, you can also retarget them. You know how to retarget if you're doing ads. You can retarget them, follow them around the web. It's genius. So you can actually sit here and you can have a self-funded proposal that doesn't cost you anything. Why does it not cost you anything? Because Facebook fronts you the money for your ads. So like literally, you can have your Facebook ads account limit raised. Say they're going to give like, okay, you can spend $1,000, and then once you reach it, we'll bill you. So you're spending Facebook's money. So I'll spend $1,000 to make $1,000. So what I'm going to do is spend Facebook's money, not my money, Facebook's money. Then I make back $1,000 from the sales, and then I pay off my Facebook ads bill. Do it again. Facebook's money, spend Facebook's $1,000. I make $1,000, and I pay off that bill. Do it 3 times. Every 3 times you pay off your bill, you go to Facebook and ask for an increase. Say, hey, I'm spending through this money too fast. Can you raise me to $2,500? They do. Just pay that off 3 times. Can you raise me to $5,000? They do. $10,000? They do. They'll get you up to $100,000, okay, a day in spending. Facebook will front the money for this business. Facebook's fronting the money. As long as you're breaking even or profiting, you'll do it all day long. So it's no problem to get to 16,000 leads if you're able to target these people. That's what I would do. I would say don't worry so much about the challenge of what do I do with these leads. I would say where you're really going to kill it, which would I rather have? If you gave me a list of 16,000 chiropractors right now, or I had 1,000 chiropractors come through this funnel, I would rather have 1,000 through that all day long because I'll make way more money from that. And then just come up with like a little course here. What does this course do? Every single person that buys this $97 course, they go through it, and what does it do? Ooh, how many of them are going to want to buy that? All of them. All of them are going to want your services. Because when you teach chiropractors what to do, they're not going to do it. You know why they're not going to do it? Chiropractors make money adjusting people. That's where they make money. They don't make money learning. This is complicated. But they want to figure out how to get more people to adjust. Chiropractors have their own challenge. What's their challenge? I want patients through the door as much as possible. If I'm a chiropractor, if I want to make 20 grand a month, I need a nonstop flow of customers, right? How can I get those? You're going to show me a secret way to be able to tap Facebook ads and Instagram ads to get leads left and right for my business. And after you show me, I'll pay $97 to learn that. And after you show me that, I'm like, you're the expert. How much can I just pay you to do it? People will pay you to learn, and then they'll realize I don't want to do it, then they'll pay you to do it. That's the key. So rather than going to them straight, if you just go to them straight, they're like, who are you? Why should I pay? This looks like a lot of money. I'm not sure. Coat this a little bit. Give them a nice little front end, a little PDF or something for the lead that shows them. And this PDF could just show them, here are some interests. Here's some interests on Facebook to be able to target to get leads. Be like, there's companies out there that charge thousands of dollars and keep this a secret from you for free right now. I will give you a little PDF that shows you the top 25 terms on Facebook that you can just plug right in and get clients for your business. And all you got to do is go take screenshots of your Facebook interest, and there it is, PDF. Do 25 screenshots. You got a nice little, and do a little cover for it. You got a great giveaway. And then this webinar, then when they auto-register for the webinar says, I'm actually going to log in and we're going to place some ads live to show you how to get leads for your business. And after you do this, they're like, wow. And then that's free. And then they're like, and then you're like, hey, would you just like to learn how to do this? Your assistant in your office could do this. It's $97. I'll give you the details. Then they're going to buy that. All that's going to happen is they're going to say, can I just pay you? You're the genius, right? That's all that's going to happen. Like right now, I can give you guys all this information, but at the end, if I said, how many people here would like me to set this up for them for $1,000? Wouldn't you all be like, yeah. Don't you get it? Like I'm teaching you what to do. But at the end of the day, really, all you're left with is this guy should be doing it for me, right? That's the key. That's what I'm like. What I'm doing is what you should be doing. You see? This is what works. This is what works. I know because anytime somebody teaches me, I'm like, okay, clearly you're an authority. I've learned enough. Take my money. Take my money, yeah. It's like, thanks for proving you're an authority. That's all you need to do. So that's why I know it looks crazy. I know I'm filling up boards over here. But Lily runs Facebook ads agency, does Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for chiropractors, US-based. She has a problem of a big list. We've solved that problem. At least gave her some solutions. And Lily, we've given you an idea to be able to build your own list. Was that helpful? Yes. Awesome.
You guys, by the way, on the teaching note, you see how he just recaps? Yes. It's good for the people watching at home, but it's also a reminder, and it kind of closes the loop psychologically for you to absorb the information. That's good teacher. That's awesome. All right. Woo! Take a deep breath, Chris. Okay, so you want to go next?
I'm just getting warmed
Okay,
up.
Jesse and Tony.
Hold on, before we go, you got this? You guys good? I don't want to rate. Okay, hold on. Let's do it again.
Good Lord.
That whiteboard life.
I told you guys.
Chris, by the way, text my camera guy. He said he has the live stream taken care of.
Sweet.
Action sacred.
There you go.
Action sacred.
All right, who's up?
Jesse and Tony in the back.
Jesse and Tony. Jesse and Tony. Okay. Jesse and Tony.
Yes.
Jesse, how do you spell your name?
Jessy.
Jessy. Tony, Tony.
Yes.
Jesse and Tony, what you got for us today?
So we are a baseball training facility in New York.
Baseball?
Yep.
Okay. Baseball training facility. A physical facility.
Yes.
Okay. Physical building.
Correct.
Okay. Tell me about it.
So where Tony is a baseball instructor and he teaches from little guys to professionals. And we are now working with John on building an online system to what we do. And so our biggest challenge is really build it all and then get it out there.
Okay, let me recap so far. So Jesse and Tony have a baseball training facility, a physical location. You said it was in New York or something?
Yes.
Okay, in New York. In the Bronx?
Yep.
Okay, it's in New York. It's a physical facility, baseball instruction. Tony's great at that. You've recognized that it would be valuable to go online, so you've teamed up with John to figure out how to be able to do that for your business. Is there anything else you want to share? Like, so you've got the physical. So how's the business doing? Physical.
Let me give them just a quick, real quick.
Not sharing too much.
Okay, yeah, no, it's all right. So this is great. So basically what we're doing is we're going to create digital products for the players, and then based on those digital products, we're going to build those out and also create educational programs for the coaches for each of those different disciplines.
Okay, so you've segmented out players and coaches as the audience that you have. And so what you're saying is you're going to create digital content to teach players and another set of digital content to teach coaches.
And the coaches' content will be based on the previous program for the consumer, the players.
Okay.
And it'll just obviously be more robust because you're teaching how to teach.
So the idea is that if you create a video that teaches you how to bunt properly, that's not necessarily something a coach is going to buy. That would be a consumer-based, player-based thing. But the program for the coach would be more like, here is how to teach players how to bunt properly. Is that accurate? Okay. So you have your idea, you have your concept. Baseball is what you're good at, so you're sticking with your concept. So let's talk about any problems or challenges that you have. So obviously you're working with John, and obviously it sounds like this is you've got concept and a little bit of a plan going. So I don't want to step on the toes of that plan. But in your business, if I were to offer you any kind of advice or anything, what kind of challenges have you been faced, either on the physical side or the online side, or what kind of advice or tips would you guys like for your business?
So right now, as it stands, one of our biggest challenges is we just rebranded.
Okay.
And so I want to continue to introduce the rebranding and have people understand what this all means now for the.
Can you tell me about it?
Sure.
What was the old and new?
The old name was TM Baseball Academy.
TM?
TM. And that stood for Tony's initials.
Okay.
And we are now the Baseball Training Institute.
The Baseball Training Institute.
Well, Baseball Training Institute.
Baseball Training Institute.
Right.
What was the main reason behind the rebrand? I'm curious.
So John's vision with this, and obviously ours as well, has been that we want to reach outside of our walls, which was New York and Bronx.
Yep.
We now want to reach out to the, to the masses.
Yeah.
And perhaps even go global with what we're doing, because baseball now is global. So we wanted to, instead of keep it so mom and pop-ish,
yeah,
we wanted to now rebrand and make it a bigger.
So that makes sense. So instead of being the TM mom and pop-ish, and if Tony gets hit by a bus, there goes the business kind of thing, right? So Baseball Training Institute is something that could be sold. It's something that somebody else could take over. You have an exit strategy, stuff like that. Okay, so there's the branding. So you're saying one of the challenges you have is you're looking to probably build awareness for this and for convert everybody that used to know this into this and stuff like that. But the reason you're doing this is so that you can have an online presence and a little bit more value.
Exactly.
Okay. So your online presence is going to have digital courses available for both players and coaches. What else is it going to do?
So now we're also starting a homeschooling program, and with the same idea that we're going to be, bringing online courses to the players and coaches. We have spoken with John a little bit about also introducing this to other homeschooling institutions or academies.
Okay, so let me clarify to see if I understand this. So this could be a prototype it could be a learning management system, a prototype, so that instead of just baseball, it could replace baseball with whatever niche. It could be a hockey training system for hockey players and hockey coaches. It could be homeschooling system for homeschool teachers and parents and children. Essentially, it's not necessary. I wouldn't recommend baseball and homeschooling. It makes no sense to concept and break something out just for a second niche. It's like a franchise. It's like if you're going to take it, if you're going to build the system once, you might as well have the ability to have unlimited niches in here. So what I love is I love anything where you can do the work once and get paid for months, right? Anytime you can just do the work once. So if you're going to take the time to build this, when you're building it, I would recommend right off the bat this word baseball, and everything that you do, look at how that could be swapped out for another sport. I know this may not have been on your radar. It was baseball and homeschooling, but this process will help you, okay? How could this be swapped out? So what are some other, just name like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 popular sports in America besides baseball?
Basketball.
Okay, basketball. Soccer. What else? Football. Hockey, okay. Just whether you ever build these or not is irrelevant. See if your system, your prototype, passes the test. Could this be used for a football training institute where digital publishing, digital offers, training course, stuff like that is good for players to take directly, and it's also good for coaches to learn how to coach better. Tony doesn't need to be the guy teaching football. In fact, you don't want to be the guy. How scalable is it if you've got to be the guy teaching everything? Tony, in your vast network of resources, could you find somebody to the caliber that you would respect that could teach football to kids?
Yes.
Okay, it's not impossible, right? Especially if there was profit motive. If they were going to make a large amount of six-figure income doing it, could you find somebody? Yes. Even if you didn't know somebody that was a good soccer coach, if you in your mind went, man, I got the learning management, we got the system dialed and it's working for baseball and it's making a six-figure income for us, you could literally go recruit a soccer coach. Go recruit somebody and say, I've got an opportunity for you. I'm looking to partner with a big soccer coach. All you've got to do is be the face of these modules and programs. You'll make X amount per money. Our system will run everything. We've successfully done it with baseball. The reason I want you to think like this is not that you ever have to do this, but if it passes the test, what's going to happen is if you think like this in advance, when you're building this out, you'll always ask yourself the question, reminder, would this work for soccer? If not, are we going to baseball? Then when we go to do soccer, we're going to have to change everything. But instead, if everything's meant to be swapped out, okay? So imagine you got this beautiful website, beautiful members area, and you got the baseball logo, and you've got the baseball training institute up on the top, and it's got courses, how to bunt, how to field ground balls, how to steal bases, how to do this and that. Ask yourself, could we easily swap out the logo to be a soccer logo? Could it be the Soccer Training Institute? Could it be how to do, how to play forward position, how to play center, how to play this? Could it be swapped out like that? And then when you go in, is it to baseball or is it just a learning management platform? That's the way you want to think. When you build like that, build this once and get paid for months. You can license this. You can create opportunity for people. Even if you never do, how much harder is it to just have that in mind and be available to do that? That would be the first thing that I do. Since you guys are working with John, you already have a plan. There's no need for me to give you the plan, but I would say that's how to take an idea and scale to millions and millions and millions of dollars with the idea. So are you really in the baseball training business, or are you really in the learning management business? And if you're in the learning management business, you have a 5 to 10 year plan right there to have an exit strategy for your company. What I would do is I would set up a parent company, whether it's an LLC, C corporation, whatever. I would set up a parent company that you guys own, that owns that and owns the system. So watch what I would do here. Let's just say if it was me, I might have like Record Media Group LLC. Okay, Record Media Group LLC, okay, based out of Nevada, maybe because I live here and there's great taxes, stuff like that. And then of this, I'm going to also own, like, let's just call this, Cutting Edge Learning Management, something like that, okay? Cutting Edge Learning Management, that might even be an LLC. And in this, I'm going to have a brand called Baseball Training Institute, okay? And there's a brand. So watch this. Now, before I go any further, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an accountant. It's not legal advice. You didn't hear it from me. It's John's fault. So, okay. Any issues with this? You take it up with John. Okay. So, no, but I'm just saying, just hypothetically speaking, what I would be interested in consulting with a professional about would be this kind of setup right here is what you call the 5 to 10 year multi-million-dollar plan. I've got a parent company that owns it. I've got a learning management system that I can sell on its own, okay, and that this company clearly owns the rights of. And then each individual licensed out deal can be in its own entity because now I can partner. And I can have that soccer instructor here. I could have whatever it is, and I could partner. So I can set up multiple of these, and it's not expensive to set up an entity, especially you don't have to set it up until you have the partner. So you go get this soccer person and say, hey, all you got to do is create these modules, put them in our platform. We've got it dialed in. We know people that run agencies to do all the advertising for you. You sit back and you do this, and when they partner, they can have 25% ownership in this and say, our goal, let's build this up, and let's see if we can sell it. Okay, so what happens is you can then sell any one of these off individually or sell it back to the person. That same soccer coach, maybe they want to be more than a 25% partner. Say, all right, you can buy out the rights to this and just pay us a licensing fee. You could buy out the whole business. $100,000, you own it. It's free and clear. It's yours. And then you just pay us the licensing fee for the software. $297 a month. Right? And then you just pocketed $100,000 up front because they see the long-term game in their soccer thing and they want to do it their way. See what I'm saying? That's how you do it. Now, really, at the end of the day, you've got your long-term strategy. Now what you do is you live here. You live in the Baseball Training Institute. You don't care about the cutting-edge learning management system. That's 5 years down the road, that's when that's going to be valuable. But because it's set up this way, when you build this, you're going to be thinking about this. And then this company up here, that's because you want to full ownership. You want to have your assets protected. You want to have this kind of stuff. That's a very simple structure right there. And it's a way that you can build out multiple brands underneath this, and you could actually have an entire business. Now, the rebranding makes total sense. You've got yourself a multi-million-dollar business instead of just a baseball training facility, but you're going to use all the credibility and respect of this to be your momentum to be able to build that big brand. That's just an idea, high-level concept, and I didn't want to go further because you've already got something going with John. But was that helpful? Yeah. Is that a good idea for you guys?
And that was good. And one of the things that, let me turn this around here real quick. Talk here. One of the things is, hey, how's it going? Good. What he's talking about is creating systems that can be replicated, and then you can scale them. And I've told you how I've done that with my own businesses as well. But what he describes is another way of what I call the franchise model. Regardless if you ever want to franchise your business, if you create the systems and structure which can be franchised, you have a winning formula that can be replicated again and again. If you can't explain it and it can't be fit into a franchise, whether you want to franchise it or not, you don't have all the systems in place to do this kind of thing. So it's just that what he describes another way of what I've described as creating a franchise model regardless if you want to franchise. And I just realized we're running on camera there. That was terrible.
No, I love that. That's exactly it, a franchise model. So there's actually people out there that are experts in selling franchises. So even if you never wanted to, if you set it up that way, there's people out there that would help price it and say, I think a franchise should be $25,000 for this, and they'll actually help build it all out and everything. You'll list it in all these franchise magazines, whatever, and just have people cut you $25,000 checks to have the same opportunity that you guys have, and a salesperson will do all the work. So we're franchise. You look at like the Ray Kroc story with McDonald's, right? Ray Kroc was in the business of selling franchise owners to franchises, and that's how he made money. And then what he did was he figured out the real money was in buying out the real estate and leasing it back to the franchise owners, and that's where he created real wealth. But it all started with taking an idea. Here's a really good business model. If we just create a franchise for it and we go get other people and sell them the franchise, we create demand, and now there's all these franchise owners. How can we charge them more things and make more money? So that concept's really cool. You've got a proof of concept, a baseball training facility. How many people have brick and mortar facilities and are always wondering how long it'll be around? How many of them are thinking, man, I need to go online, but they don't know how until an expert like you guys that can relate to them and know exactly how they feel. I felt the same way. You know what I found was there's an easy way to be able to do this online. We couldn't find it. We had to build it ourselves. We built it so you guys could have that easy transition. We're going to get you online. Don't close down your retail facility. Keep it open while you're building your online presence. But hopefully this grows so big, you can cut back your hours over there in the physical one. That's the kind of concept you could be talking to these people. And that's the real opportunity. Struggling facility owners, right? I saw that's kind of what you're doing by building a lifestyle business. Same kind of thing. That's the model. So it's what this is if anything, all this is learning to think 2 to 3 steps up, getting a vision there, and then coming back down. Now you're back in the same place you started, but with a different mindset. Now you're thinking about how can I build this into a multi-million-dollar business or bigger, right? And you've already started that. And the reason I gave this advice is because you already took the first step to say, we no longer want to be a mom and pop shop. We want to be an institution that could go worldwide. So all I'm saying, if the thinking's already there, you might as well set it up that way. Awesome. All right. You guys good?
Woo!
Okay.
All right. John raised his hand next. So back there in the corner. So everybody take a deep breath. Remember, when you're watching and listening and learning, you're thinking, yes, this is awesome, and how does this apply to me? And maybe it's only 1 or 2 things, and that might be the one thing that you need. So always be asking, how does this apply to me? How can I use this? How are we doing on time, by the way? You good, Chris? Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah. My man.
Okay. John, this gentleman back over here.
How you doing?
It says John? Yeah. John?
I am historically an executive coach. I work primarily with small business owners, but what I'm seeking to do now is move into the online business with a proprietary approach to exercise that is super efficient and effective, and it's really geared toward men that are 50 and aging that want to stay very fit in a comprehensive manner, do it in a really time-efficient way, and be able to exercise and stay vital forever. And so I've developed the exercise program. I think it's really unique and proprietary, but I'm really at the beginning stages of bringing it online.
Okay, let's try to summarize what you said. So, your name's John. You have a background in this, but you just to skip forward to it. You're in the exercise niche, fitness niche. You target specifically men 50 years and older who are aging but want to stay vital, want to have a plan that works for them and their lifestyle, very, very specific. You want to give them an exercise and fitness program for aging men 50 plus,
probably
but online.
Business owners or executives, people that don't have a ton of time, not really blue collar, much more white collar guy that's seeking to stay fit, going to stay engaged, wants to stay vital, competitive in the corporate boardroom, that kind of guy. Okay, so so this is your demographic, also known as your customer avatar. Okay, your customer avatar is a 50-plus-year-old man who's aging but wants to stay vital and is somewhat in the business world, executive level, wants to be vibrant in that boardroom, wants to look sharp, wants to feel sharp, is success-driven, motivated, not necessarily the person, that's working in a blue-collar industry that's just like hard work and go home at the end of the day and just relax. You're looking for somebody who's looking for that competitive advantage. In all areas of their life, right? They're successful professionally. They probably have family, things along those lines. They want to get on all cycles, and they're probably finding it's more difficult to do what they used to do. They don't have the time they used to have to go to the gym because they're busier, but they still want to be vital.
Okay.
So I created something that fits. It's portable. It works.
Okay. Okay, so tell me about this thing you created that works.
It's a company. It's kind of like yoga on steroids.
Okay, let's put that on. Yoga on steroids.
And so it works on every aspect of fitness. It doesn't require any equipment at all.
But what is it? Is this a video series?
It will be delivered as a video series with Is it like a P90X? Is it a program like this?
It's a program somewhat similar to that.
Is it DVDs? What is it?
It would be online.
It's an online fitness workout training program.
Right. Educate, inspire, and equip people to stay vital and fit, energized, living all the roles in their life, 50 into their 80s.
Does it have a name?
It used to have a name. It was called Fitness Presence. Everyone yesterday told me I should call it Age Powerfully Now. That's the website that we picked up yesterday.
APN, Age Powerfully Now. Okay? Okay. So we'll just call it that for now, regardless of what you do. So APN, Age Powerfully Now. How much are you going to sell us for? What are you going to do? How far are you in this process?
I'm not very far in the process, and I've never done anything online before.
Who is your celebrity star? Is it you?
I guess right now it's me.
Are you under that suit? Are you that you?
I'm in that demographic.
He's in that demographic. Okay. So, and you don't mind being that star? Somebody's got to be the celebrity.
I don't mind. I'm very comfortable being the voice of it. It's my passion. It would be great to have some person doing it, but to tell you the truth, I probably have more voice and commitment and belief than I'm going to find anyone else to have.
Okay. John, what's your last name?
Garrity.
G-A-G-E-R-A. G-H-T-Y. Is this going to be so first things first, this is a business that requires a celebrity to run. Okay, you need to be like you said, well, kind of like, I would say you're like P90. I would say take P90X and copy what works. Okay, these programs that are out there, copy them. Okay, these things make multiple millions of dollars, right? Hand over fist. So you're that Tony Horton. You're the next Tony Horton, right? Think of yourself that way, because you're probably not doing this just to try to pay rent or whatever. You're trying to build a good business here, right? So you're trying to be the next Tony Horton, okay? And yes, you're going to be different. Don't worry about the fact, well, my program's different. Don't worry about that. At the end of the day, it's a program with a star, with a demographic. It's the same thing. Okay, so, and your demographic is even more specific. So you're going to be the Tony Horton of 50-year-old plus men. It's different, right? So first thing you'd want to think about is your name. John Garrity, okay? You could have asked me to spell it 5 times and I probably wouldn't have got it. So you might want to think of what a lot of these people will do is a nickname, right? You might want to think of a nickname. You don't have to. You got the right to fully use your own name, but just think about that. You want to be able to say whatever you want it to, whatever it is, you want it to be memorable at first glance. Like my name Chris Record. Once people hear it once, they start to remember it. The brand, because the word record is familiar to them, and then not a lot of people have it, so it stands out. The orange hat, if I wear the orange hat enough, if I just literally go to an event and I wear the orange hat, people will say, I recognize you. So there's branding. You want to basically, what I would say is I would think of a nickname. I would consider it. That doesn't mean you have to do it. Nickname, I would go with what's your branding. So for example, 50-year-old men, I would look at what can 50-year-old plus men relate to. Okay, white hair. That's probably a good, that's something good, or balding, right? Stick with the white hair for that. Well, you could shave and do it, you know. But the white hair is you want to think, what are the signature things that 50-year-old plus men go through, because it's all going to be relatability. Okay, there's something called the KLT factor. You can write that down. This has helped me out big time. KLT factor. The K stands for know you, the L stands for like you, and the T stands for trust you. Okay? This is everything. All people, once you get this, then they buy from you. Okay? So, and if you want to make sales, you have to get people to know you, like you, and trust you. So, you're a stranger, John Garrity. We met today. We never knew each other, right? Okay. So, stranger, in order for me to buy your program, I'm probably going to need to fit in your demo. Okay, I need to be in your customer avatar. I need to be a 50-year-old plus man. Probably, maybe. But at least it's a good start. But B, I got to know who you are. Just met you, so I know you now. You're relevant to me now because you took the time. Where do you live?
Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Florida. You took the time to travel out to Las Vegas, put yourself in a room to get known. Although it's a small room, you're going to have to get a lot more known than this to make sales. But that's awareness. People have to somehow find out who you are. They got to know you. Now, in order to know you, that's why I focus on things like with if I had a very complicated last name, I would change it. My friend Carl, who might even be watching this since it's live, my friend Carl, he was working for me. This is his last name right here, Carl Schuckert. Schuckert. Carl Schuckert. And he was branding himself as Carl Schuckert. And I said, listen, nobody's going to spell that one right? It took me, I kept forgetting how to spell it. So I said, Schuckert. I said, let's brainstorm a nickname for you that's like Schuckert, Shark. And I came up with Shark. Carl the Shark Schuckert. And you know what happened? Carl the Shark Schuckert over and over and over. No one called him Schuckert. You know what they all called him? Shark. And you know what he did? He took shark. He wears shark clothes on everything. He went out and started going on Amazon, buying anything with sharks on it. His logos all have sharks. His whole brand sharks. People barely know him as Carl Schuckert. They know him as the Shark. Do you see what happens there? So you take something, and we did it. He was actually not even an employee of mine. He was just an intern for free. He literally sought me out and said, I'll drive 2 hours each way to come work at your office for free. And he did that for like a year. And now he's got a thriving multi-million-dollar business because he just wanted to get around people that were doing something and learn. And that was one of the best things that he got was the Shark. Right? And if he's in the comments or whatever live stream, he'll jump in there and say that. And you could see him, Carl the Shark Schuckert. Now when he goes in a room and people know him, everybody goes, Shark, 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 Shark. It's like a cult thing that has branded. And he doesn't have orange as his color, but he has sharks as his icon. How fun can you have with logo design, website design, themes, and how many different types of sharks are there and plays on sharks. So you see, that's what you want to think about. You want to think about a nickname and branding. I have another friend, David Klingenfuss. And he was calling his name Klingenfuss. And I said, it's difficult. People aren't quite remembering it. So you know what we did with him? David K. Now people go, how do you spell the last name? Just K. That was it. Everybody remembered him as David K. David K. Okay? So we all, nicknames work really well. Like Ryan Gillette over there, even though Ryan Gillette is actually an easy one, Gillette is a recognizable name, we call him G-Money. Right? And everybody calls him G-Money. What's up, G-Money? What's up, G-Money? You could brand anything. And if he doesn't like it, he could brand something else. A nickname gets you known. Okay? So a nickname and a brand is how people will know you. So is exposure. You got to figure out a way to get out there. The way that I got so well known is I ran a nationwide, really worldwide Facebook advertising campaign that got seen by like 25 million impressions. And it was just a big picture of me with the orange hat. And it said free training. And they clicked and they do it. But you know what? Whether or not they clicked on anything, guess what they saw? Me with the orange hat. Chris Record, orange hat. And everybody would be like, I recognize you. Because 25 million people saw that ad. So I got awareness. So that's the know you. Like you. Well, that's the tougher part. It's the tougher part, but you're confident in being the guy that people will like. Okay? So Tony Horton is a likable guy. To be liked, you got to you got to be friendly, you got to be fun, you got to smile, you got to be relatable. The cool thing about you is that you're in that demo. You are that avatar. Do you want to share your age? 55. So you're literally executive. You're dressed nice. You're the demo, right? So to like you, people want to relate to you. Okay. If you tell your story. Anytime that you can tell a story, I always like to tell the story to get people to like you. I follow this flow right here: dream, struggle, victory. Okay, this is the concept of like any book, any webinar you do, any of the story pace is that most of your audience is pretty much everybody is living in the struggle. So they want to learn from somebody who's been where they are and has figured out a way out. And so you have to be victorious. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be some multimillionaire to share your story. It just means if you're like, hey, I know how you feel. I'm facing eviction today. It's not going to help. You got to be able to have some type of a victory so you can give them hope. And then the reason the dream's important is because every story starts with a dream. Like, why are you even here, right? If it's just the pursuit of money, then it's a very empty thing. There's got to be passion involved. So this gives passion, relatability, and this gives you credibility, authority. You've solved that problem. You can't help somebody out of welfare if you're in welfare. If you're in welfare with them, guess what you can do? You can sit around and talk about your struggles together and listen and relate to them. But You're not going to help them. You got to get out. So your story needs to be, I'm John Garrity or whatever it is, and this was my dream. You don't have to say, I had a dream. It doesn't have to be something, but it's like, this is my story. You know, I wanted this so bad, but every obstacle in the world stopped me from having it. And this beat me down, and I couldn't get it. Then until I figured out the solution. And you've put that solution into a program. And you've solved this because you wish something like this existed for 50-year-old plus men like me who have a demanding career, have no time. We want to be better in the boardroom. We know that if we look good, we feel good. If we feel good, we're going to close more deals. And how much is that worth to us? If we can close more deals, that might add an extra 6 figures to the bottom line. What would that be worth for you to be able to add a 6 figures to your bottom line? Okay? So that's where that comes in. So that's how you're going to get people to like you. Smile. Take some fitness modeling pictures. Be fun. Don't make this thing boring. Be fun. You're going to like you. How are you going to trust you? Results. Trust you? Social proof. This is where, why should I trust you? You just want my money, right? So you can tell me all day long your program's great, but you know what would be better than you telling me? Your students telling me how great you are and your program is. So all you have to do, you have to get a, in any kind of industry or whatever, you have to get case studies of people that have gone through your training and done it. These are social proof, right? You need a working model. Why should you invest millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands or any money if it doesn't work, right? So you need people to be able to go out there and share. You need to tell people this works. You need to look them in the eyes. You need to be confident. Don't just take it from me. Here's my students. Look at the results they're getting. So, and then the best result, the best way anybody will ever trust you is if you get them a result. So as you're putting down this program, figure out how you can get them any kind of immediate results. You know fitness is a long-term game. You can't wake up tomorrow with six-pack abs. So you have to focus on levels of results, small wins, okay, in any program, no matter what it is. There has to be recognizable results along the way or people will give up and they'll quit along the way. So give them some small wins. When they do, they will trust you. Why will they trust you? Because they're taking a gamble with their money on your program, and if they get even the smallest little result, they'll see that it's working, and they'll go, okay, I know you now, I like you, and I trust you. Once they know you, like you, and trust you, they'll be customers for life. And they'll give you, if you do another program, if Tony Horton launches a new program right now, you know who his best buyers are going to be? The ones that bought all of his other programs, right? That's the concept. So what I would do with your business in the small little time I have here, what I would do is I would focus primarily right now on name and branding, because you want to choose something, you want to stick to it. Branding could be right off the bat. Looking at you, I would say the white hair, the white beard. If you're going to go there, you got to keep it. Don't wake up one day and go, you know what? I feel like shave. No, people will no longer know you. Who are you? You're not the same guy that I thought I knew. So if I decide to change my hat to purple, it's not a good move for my brand. Once you commit to something, now in the beginning you can experiment. But I would commit to it. You know, like if you look at like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that dude looks the same in every movie he's ever done, right? He's got the same thing. He's so recognizable, you know what you're going to get. Like, or Jean-Claude Van Damme or somebody like that. Like you got to be that 50-year-old plus guy that people recognize, the Richard Gere look or whatever it might be, right? And like you's going to be, that's up to you. Can't solve that for you. Trust you's up to your students, right? Focus on nickname and branding. Focus on this KLT factor. As far as age powerfully now as a name, I mean, at the end of the day, what I found is that people don't really remember the name. I do my best possible thing to try to use acronyms or short things that people remember. Just like Carl the Shark. Eventually, they don't even remember. Carl. If I ask people, what's Carl's last name? They're like, how do you spell it? No one knows. So you got to remember, people need simple things. Also, the more simple you are, the easier it is for people to remember, the easier it is for people to know you. So think like, that's why I said you might want to consider that. But you also might want to consider for this, like, did you notice how I instantly called it APN? Just, I instantly go there. Because for me, if I got to say this 10 times, I'm not going to say age powerfully now, age powerfully now, age powerfully now. It's like P90X. It's exactly what that's like. Okay? So when you're thinking of things, always think, how can I break things down to their simplest format? Because even though your audience is executives and they're smart, intelligent people, they don't have the time to understand your program. So even though they're intelligent, they have low attention spans. You got to give them simple to digest information. here's who I am, here's what I do, here's what it costs, here's the result you can get, here's my money back guarantee, you got nothing to lose, let's go, take action. And then you plant some subtle seeds. These guys right here, these are A-type personalities, okay? You're dealing with men, older men with money. Your program also can't be cheap. Okay, it can't be cheap because otherwise you're going to get the audience you don't want, okay? You're dealing with A-type personalities. These people right here, you just need to challenge their ego. Okay, that's how you're going to make sales for them. Challenge their ego. They don't mind spending money. A lot of them will buy the program, probably never even use it, but they'll buy the program just to prove you wrong. You know? Challenge their ego. These guys love to buy. They love to buy. They'll buy quick. Okay? Analytical engineers, they want to dissect every little detail. Don't get into details. Get into big, big words. Okay? Your target audience right here is outgoing and task-oriented. Okay? This is, if I was going to go in here and classify them using the DISC personality assessment, I would say they're outgoing and task-oriented. Your audience is D's right here. If you could use any personality assessment. So they're outgoing and task-oriented. You're going to want to talk to them about leadership. You're going to want to talk to them about what results can they get in the boardroom as a result of their fitness. You're going to want to talk about, see, if you tell me, hey, invest a couple $1,000s into my program and you'll get in better shape, it's like I could just pay a trainer to do that. But if the focus is on how I can make an extra 6 figures in my business by feeling better about who I am as a man, looking good, feeling good, fitting better in my clothes, fitting better in my suits, being able to have more energy, sustainable energy, those are the keywords. And the ROI, the reason I'll spend thousands of dollars, whatever the program price is because I need to get to a place in my mind where I see myself as an executive crushing it. So you need to take me there to sell your program. Whereas these other programs are going to be more about the emotion of just looking good. How would you like to be? How would you like to be out on the beach and look good? Or how would you like that summer body? That beach body. Stuff like that. That's not what these execs are looking for. These execs are looking something different.
The big number is, I think it's the extra $100,000 a year, but it's also the extra $2 million you made at the backside of your career because you didn't have to end it early.
Ooh, I like that. So what I would do, I would literally draw out a chart. I would draw out a chart in your pitch, and I would say most guys, they fade out right there.
The interesting thing is it actually
fades out.
Exactly.
Yeah, most guys drop right here. Right. And you could even call this something. Why don't you give this thing, there would be my homework assignment. Yeah. Give this thing a name. Give that a name.
So that's a certain point in their life, and if they don't have this system, that's their dropping off point, but you can bypass that and even elevate when you invest in the program.
Like the fade factor or something. Give it a name.
And from the boardroom to the bedroom, from the boardroom to the bedroom, because you're either fading or you're.
Yeah.
And then we could make it go up,
Yeah, like literally.
Rise to the occasion, man.
It's money and sex, so it's like we
get them both.
Chris, how about the drop zone?
The drop zone. Yeah, like something that you make it seem like, I don't want to say claim it's a scientific thing, but with confidence you're saying whatever it is, the drop zone. You're like, here's what happens. Say, listen, I'm 55 years old. You know what I experience in this industry is every single executive that has a thriving career, they eventually hit this certain point. It's called the drop zone, okay? And it happens to everybody. Look at the studies show. Get as much scientific back as you did. But here's the difference. Why is it that person A just goes an extra 10 to 20 years in their career and they live this illustrious life and they have time to actually enjoy the money they made? Person B, look at how many people age 55 are dying of cancer. How many people age 55, as soon as they retire from their job, they're dead, or they're dead broke, or they're dead busted, or they're just on the couch watching Netflix. Don't be that guy. Don't be the drop zone guy. You know what we've got? We've got a solution for you. And then you show it going up. And then you
make that the enemy.
Because literally,
the enemy. It's the keyword here is just the enemy. You want to vilify something. You want to vilify other people. The system's trying to keep you down. You know what? You know who's trying to do it? Big pharmacy. Big pharmacy. Big pharma. You know who's trying to do it? These big corporations that don't care about the little guy. You know what? Work, and then die. That's this drop factor. But you are in control. You take control of your life. You take control of your finances. Not only do you want to crush an amazing career, not only do you want to have the best sex life possible, but you also want to have sustainable wealth and health that you could travel around the world and live the life of your dreams. That's where this program comes in.
The other cool thing about this is I think that my thought was once I come from there, then I can introduce, like the upsells could be into how do you expand emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and coach on those other things. Those can be the other add-ons.
Absolutely. Or even do the model that we talked about over here with Roz, which is, have your own 2-day event, move all these people in an event, have an event, or even have like a 5-day. We were talking about Garrett White. We were talking about Garrett, Wake Up Warrior. Yeah. Wake Up Warrior. I mean, I would say the demographic is 40s to 50s, right? Men. Would you say 35 to 55 men? And he's got that thing. He wants to get you in shape, make you the best person possible. You can look at some other people that are doing this and see what other programs exist and model after that for your own. But I love the idea of giving these things simple, memorable things. Because if you didn't memorize anything that I memorized here, how many of you can remember this little thing right here? If it's got a name, you name it. That's why I said name it. Because whatever it is, and you could play with the name, you could think about it just by naming it and by drawing it. So simple. And I'll show you something after I erase this. I'll show you the bucket and I draw it, and this will help anybody who has an agency here. But you want to simplify things and make them so easy that anybody can remember them. Okay? And that's what your program does here. So in summary, John Garrity is developing an exercise program called Age Powerfully Now. He's going to focus on his nickname and branding. He's going to get people to know him, like him, and trust him. He's going to be the face of that business. It's going to be digital, and he's going to show men how to not only get in shape, but show how that can transfer over to the boardroom, maybe even the bedroom, and be able to have more longevity in life. And you're going to take on the enemy with your program. You're going to make something big happen. Cool? I'm here all night, folks. Here all night.
Try the steak and make sure to tip your waiter.
Let me show you this bucket really quick. It's the simplest thing ever, right? So I had a mastermind in San Diego, and my friend got on and got real technical. He runs multi-million-dollar back-end funnels and email, all just the complicated stuff, right? So I wanted to go up and summarize what he wrote. So I said, because he runs an agency, and he helps businesses basically find ways they're missing money and be able to help them make more money. So I said, so basically, this is a bucket, and your business, you find a business that's here, and you're trying to take them to there, trying to show them make more money. But the problem is they're not getting there because they've got all these holes, and the holes are just spilling out money, basically. And your business model is, let me come in and patch up these holes, and then let me put in programs to be able to make you more money. And he's like, that actually summarizes my whole business. And the thing is that everybody can remember a bucket, but he come in with all the complex stuff. So keep in mind, all that complex stuff is necessary. No real business is going to give you $100,000 if you draw them a bucket. But you know what's crazy is they'll all remember this. They'll all remember it, and this will make sense to them. And they'll be like, you know what? There's always more room in the bucket for more money, and there's always little holes that are stopping me from being able to scale. If you could fix those problems, and you just go, Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, how much more money could you make if we solved these problems for you? If we solve these problems, and then the business owner will tell you, oh man, if you helped us, ask them, what are your problems? Don't just make them up. What are your current challenges? What are your current problems? Put them all out there. These are the holes in your bucket. So if we solve this, you need more leads. You need to be able to convert more of your leads into sales. You need to be able to figure out a way to automate more stuff. You need to figure out a way to be able to scale your business faster because you're just working so much yourself. You need to figure out a way to expand internationally because you don't know how. You need you need to get a better online presence because you don't want to be left in the Stone Ages. Okay, you've told me what your problems are. If you had all of those things, if you had the traffic, the leads, the sales conversions, the team, the scaling, the system, it's all online. If you had that, how much more money could you make per year? Oh, well, that would add an extra $1 million, $2 million a year to our business. So what you're saying is it's worth a couple $1 million to solve these problems. Okay? So if I were to go to bat and partner up with some of the best people out there that I can find to solve these problems for you, that would help make you millions of dollars. Yes. Okay. So how much would it be worth to pay me to solve these problems for you? And suddenly, instead of going in, if I would have gone in with a quote, I'm $4,000 for my services, they're like, I don't know. But when presented in a simple fashion like this, with enough previous data to show them that I know what I'm talking about, now they'll pay me $100,000 because the ROI is so worth it, right? So that's the thing. When you simplify your message, give people things to remember, they'll always want to do business with you. I don't know how we're doing on time, John, or what we're doing.
I'm okay. Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
So, who wants to go? All right, Warren raised his hand first. Are you good, Chris?
Okay, so mine is quick. As far as nickname, my last name is Serrano.
Serrano.
Lily Serrano. So do I do Lily S? Or
I like just Lily.
What and go, God, we got to go back to your niche. So Facebook, Facebook and YouTube and Instagram ads for chiropractors. If you're going to stay in chiro, if you're going to dominate the chiro space, Chiro Lily, something like that.
But they'll call me out. They will. And
No, but call you out of what? Okay. So I'm Chiro Chris. Call me out. What are they going to? I'm Chiro Chris. What's up?
what I mean,
Hit me. Call me out.
I'll lose credibility.
Okay, call me out. I'm Chiro Chris.
They'll just go. They
You're
put it to other
anticipating.
marketers. Huh?
You're anticipating what may or may not happen.
Okay, so okay. I come to you. I've got a Facebook ads agency. I'm Chiro Chris. Give me your. You're the chiropractor. Call me out.
You're not a chiropractor.
Oh no, because I'm Chiro Chris. I help chiropractors get more business. I help chiropractors scale their business. I'm Chiro Chris. And if you want to throw in a word, I don't know. I'm always looking for. All I'm saying is, if you really want to dominate the chiro niche, Lily is like. I think it needs to be more. Like if you're trying to dominate social media and you've got 1 million followers, then maybe you could become Lily and say, I wonder who the biggest Lily is, when it comes to social media. That's what Kylie did, Kylie Jenner. She just is Kylie, right? Or Madonna or J-Lo or anything, right? They can do it because their audience is so big. You've chosen a very small demographic. They're not going to be like, oh, I know Lily, okay? So when chiropractors are talking to each other about how they're getting their business and they're sharing whatever, oh, you need to go talk to who, right? The chiro queen. Something.
The queen of Chiro. What did Kat yesterday? She's the princess of Pinterest.
Like chiro cash flow. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's like, just have fun with it. Think if a group of chiropractors and they're all in a different state and they're all meeting up and sharing ideas, how are you getting all your business? I'm getting my business from Lily. Right? We get our business from the Chiro Queen. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then you could always be Lily the Chiro Queen. And if you got a logo,
perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. No. Just like this. Like you'd be like, I'm Lily the Chiro Queen. I'm adjusting your profits. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
She's writing it down.
All right.
Mike, that's great.
All right.
That's awesome. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Warren, are you? You know what? That's really good.
That's
Really good. I'm Lily the Chiro Queen. I adjust your profits. It's so good. And they're gonna.
You adjust your clients, the spine down.
They have to follow up. They can't leave it there. They can't. They have to have a follow-up question. It's so compelling.
That's extraordinarily like breakout.
It's nobody's doing it. That's great.
So you'll stand out so easy.
Okay, Warren Martin. Warren is a longtime student of mine. He's currently on the cover of Personal Trainer magazine.
Woo! Do we have it? Is it here?
It's digital. I don't have it. It's
I was going to hold it up. Warren, Warren. Okay.
On my website, go by Warren T. Martin.
Warren T. Martin, Martin.
Yes.
Okay. Fancy, we're in the Martin building. Family-owned property, generation. Okay, give us your breakdown.
Right now, I own a 9,000 square gym. It's a training facility as well, kind of a hybrid.
Okay.
Personal trainer, coach. But I just started an online membership program.
Okay.
And it is demographics for women 30 to 45. And it's the main point of it is it's more for the program adjusts to what they're available each week.
Okay.
So, there's a membership site that has exercise library, lessons, and then email sequences that auto-respond off of their choices of what they can do.
Okay. Is it already? Does it exist?
Yes.
What's it called?
I haven't launched. I have beta tester.
What's it called?
Amplify.
Amplify?
Yeah, Amplify.
I like that. It's one word, simple, easy to remember.
And the tag is Your Fitness Your Way.
Your Fitness Your Way. Okay. Your Fitness Your Way goes back to the schedule. So, okay, so you're trying to show people, you're trying to overcome the time barrier for women.
Online training is really cookie cutter. I'm trying to let clientele adjust. Because women have kids or they're busy with businesses and whatnot. So if they get a workout that's 4 days a week and they only get 3, then they'll tend to not to do it.
Okay.
So it allows them to adjust it on the fly.
So right now you have a beta group going. How much are you charging?
The beta group's $37 a month.
$37 a month.
It's going to launch at $57.
It's going to launch at $57.
There's a nutrition add-on for one-time payment of $51.
51. Why'd you choose 51?
Well, it just so happened I was trying to, on the betas, I was going to give it to them for free, and my membership site wouldn't let it do it for $0, so I had to do $1, so I gave them $50 off. I just kept it like that.
Okay, got it. Okay.
There's no rhyme and reason.
Okay. So, yeah, just curious. 51 is an interesting number to I just didn't know. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Okay, so you have some people going through it already. What when they're doing $37 a month, what are they getting?
All right. The email sequence, they get their workouts each week based off of how many days they can work out in a week.
Okay.
And I have 3 levels they can start at: beginners, intermediate, or advanced. I got all those built out for all the different choices. So they'll get the email. The other email sequence will be accountability email to tell me how much of it they did in that week.
Is that a weekly email too?
Yes.
Okay.
And then they'll get an email the next day on Sunday to start the week of asking how much they can work out that week, and they'll get that new. It just keeps on repeating each week.
Okay, so that's an engagement email?
Yes.
Okay.
All of them are.
Okay.
And then on the membership site, I have the basic tutorials, how to navigate, instructional, what to do. Keep it simple.
How many?
Huh?
How many? Is it going to the membership site? How many videos?
There's 3 at the very beginning to start them off on how to do everything. And then it goes into 10 lessons.
Okay.
The first week is going through the lessons. And I start them off on a beginner exercise to kind of learn the system.
Okay. Do these lessons, are they all available? If I join right now, do I just go in and go on my own pace, or are they dripped out?
They drip.
They dripped. What platform are you using for membership?
Kajabi.
Kajabi. So you're using the drip feature so that on day 1, I get access to 3 or whatever, and then at some point it's like, then I start getting access to video 1, video 2, video 3. Each day I get another video.
Every 7 days.
Every 7 days,
Yeah.
I get access to 1 more video?
Well, no, you'll get access to a week of workouts.
Okay.
All
Every
the
7...
options, yeah, on the membership page, we'll have all the options. The email just is more of a guidance. Like, as if a coach would say, hey, do this.
Okay, no problem. So, just let me summarize where we're at so far. Okay, Warren T. Martin is a personal trainer with a 9,000 square foot facility. That's your background. You decided to go online with it and build an online course. Your demographic is women, ages 35 to 45, who have dynamic, ever-changing schedules. So you came up with a solution to that by creating an engagement program. Well, based on what you're able to do, you'll tailor a program to fit their needs. You do that through a membership site, which is $37 a month in beta, $57 a month when you launch it. The membership site has 2 main areas. One is emails that's come out on a weekly basis that give you your workouts, that give you your accountability, and give you this engagement. And the other is videos that you can go in, and there's the actual where you go in to get your membership site. And you use Kajabi. These are dripped out every 7 days with your new workouts.
Yeah, and there's an exercise library. I did 100 videos. Coaching. I have 6 follow-alongs, kind of like P90X. And then I have 5 how-to videos.
And the 100 videos are available to anybody who buys?
Yes.
Okay, so when I spend $57 a month, I get immediate access to a vault of over 100 videos, a library. I get weekly videos that are dripped to me, and I get weekly emails that come in that are actually segmented to personalize the workout to my ever-changing schedule as a 30 to 45-year-old woman.
Oh, and I'm doing every 2 weeks live coaching call, just on Zoom.
Is that just part of the? Okay. Okay. So in summary, for $57 a month, just to summarize, I'm going to get weekly emails. I'm going to get weekly videos. I'm going to get the 100 plus video library. And then I'm going to get bi-weekly coaching, group coaching. Okay? And this is for women 30 to 45. Does that look accurate? Okay. I'm glad you know your business well. This makes it easy, right? So tell me, what challenges or problems are you facing? Is there anything that I can help you with?
The program thing is fine. It's the squeeze pay, the funnels and
what, customer acquisition?
Yeah, just the process of the ads.
So you feel good with this?
Yeah.
Is it converting?
Really good.
Is it are people liking it?
Love it.
Okay. So you're like, hey, I got this good membership platform. The only thing it's missing is 10,000 paying members. Okay? So let's talk about customer acquisition. So customer acquisition it sounds like this is scalable. It's digital. They come right in. It's dynamic. It sounds like you got a nice...
I built it where I could do different demographics. All I have to do is put new videos.
Tell me about these different demographics that you could do. So you have a demo right here, women 30 to 45.
I could do youth. I could do men.
Okay. So this isn't really your demo. This is like your phase 1.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
And I picked this one because in my career for 18 years, my demographics has been women, because I've figured out ways of getting better body transformation for them. So I'm more familiar. I feel like I can relate more to getting them results.
Okay, so right off the bat, you've heard us talk a little bit about the auto webinar platform. I would definitely run with this for sure. An automated webinar platform that is free and it's valuable and it sells people into your membership site, because your credibility of having a 9,000 square foot facility in the auto webinar, you can show pictures of it, maybe even like little video clips of it, whatever, and you're on the cover of Personal Trainer magazine or Personal Fitness magazine, whatever it was, Personal Trainer magazine. That's credibility. So you have credibility through your background, you have credibility through publications, and you have credibility through existing students that are already loving this. What I would do is I would create a front-end auto webinar that gives away, that really maybe gives away value, gives away a lot of value, gets people on. It's a cheap enough price that you can give about 30 minutes of value. At the end of 30 minutes of value, now say, listen, hopefully, it's only been 30 minutes. Hopefully, you've gotten value out of this so far. If we were to stop the webinar right now, that would be it. But what I want to do, for those of you that are looking for that extra edge, is I want to introduce you to Amplify. And by introducing to Amplify, I want to show you what several people say. What can I do more? Can you personally coach me? Obviously, I can't personally coach everybody. Can you personally give me a workout that will fit with my crazy situation? I mean, I'm a nurse, and I'm a mom, and I'm a wife, and whatever it is. Like, I got all this going on. Can you personalize this to when I can do it? So for those of you that really want to nail this and get it right, and make sure you dialed in, I've got a system called Amplify. But before I show you what this system is and how you can benefit from it, let me introduce you to a couple of people that I went through a beta test, and let me show you their results. So what you're doing is you transition from 30 minutes of value, free, just take notes. Women are like, oh my God, this is amazing. That's where I was going wrong. Ooh, I get that. If I did it that way, I see how that would work. And then transition into I'm going to tell you about Amplify. You don't say price. You don't say what it is. Amplify. I'm going to tell you about how to amplify your health or whatever it is. how to be able to get your fitness done your way. It's all about personalization. Say, this is where most women get it wrong, is that most people get it wrong is they go to a trainer and the trainer tries to put you into a cookie cutter program. They think one shoe fits everybody. It doesn't. Let's be real. How many of you have the exact same schedule? No one does. You know, so personalization is the only way you're going to succeed. And there's a 99% failure rate when you're going out there and trying to get fit, you know? So whatever that is. Then you transition in the webinar to amplify. Don't transition to the price until about 45 minutes in, okay? 45 minutes in, because if you can get them to watch you for 45 minutes, they're going to know you, like you, and trust you because you get them free. Now they're going to be ready to buy. And then also, you don't just want people to buy $57 a month. You want them to stay on. What good is $57 a month, okay, if they're not staying on? So an auto webinar would do this very, very well. So take the notes from the earlier auto webinar stuff. Now, here's a couple things I would do to your business model. So the auto webinar is what I would say to get sales. I would do an auto webinar, set it all up, and I would do ads into your auto webinar. It would maybe go a little bit like I'll erase this right here. It would look a little bit like this. I would basically say, you know, ads go into maybe like a lead capture, like a free offer that goes into auto webinar, which goes into your offer / order page, okay, which is going to be $57 a month. And then you're going to go to your upsell, and your upsell was roughly $51. Play with that price. What I would suggest, considering 51 worked really well because you're giving them $50 off for the beta. 51's fine if you're going to keep giving them $50 off, but then it's not an upsell, all right? Especially if it's a one-time fee, it's $1. Yeah. Okay, here's a general rule in upselling. I've done a lot of different upselling, e-com, courses, all this kind of stuff. The number one highest converting upsell is more of what they just bought. It's the craziest thing ever. More of what they just bought.
How do you do that in a course?
How do you do that in a course? What I would consider doing, well, in a course, this is a little bit different. This membership, this is a monthly continuity, so it's slightly different than the course, but I'll give you both answers. For monthly continuity, $57 a month. How long does the average person stay on a monthly continuity plan? Anybody have a guess?
3 months.
3 months, 6 months? So let's go in between, let's say 4 months. Who's good at math? What's 4 times 57? 228. Okay. So 228 without an upsell is going to be your customer lifetime value. Okay? Don't think, even though I know you're thinking, oh, if I had 1,000 people spending $57 a month, I'm making $57,000 a month. No, you're making a declining $57,000. There's always people dropping off. So it's going to go right down to $10,000 a month. And you're going to be like, damn it, I had it working. What's wrong? No, that's just how it works. So because really what you're doing, if you have 1,000 customers, instead of $57,000 a month, it's $228,000 because you got to know your customer LTV. But this also tells you what you can pay to acquire a customer. You might be paying $75 or $100 to get somebody to pay $57. But would you pay $100 to make $228? All day long. That's a scalable business. So LTV is really what you're after in a membership continuity site. So anytime you're doing this, so what I would immediately offer, when they go in and they do the $57 a month, why not offer them like an upgrade for annual? 57. What's 57 times 12? Anybody got a calculator?
684.
So 684. So this is what they're about to pay, right? You could basically tell them, listen, fitness is not an overnight thing. This is like even after they bought. Up front, it needs to seem simple, easy, and fun. So I've just gone, okay, I'm in. Sign me up for whatever. And then after they sign up, say, listen, let's go through these 12 months together. It's going to be worth every single bit of the $684, and you're only paying on a monthly basis. However, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give you a one-time offer, an OTO, a one-time offer. If you purchase right now, the year in advance, get on our VIP plan or annual plan instead of $684. I'll give it to you for $297. Something like that. Now, it's already more than you were going to get on average. And you can still renew this. You can still set it up so this renews every year, right? So they'll do the $297 and say this renews every year. So if you don't want to do it, make sure to cancel in advance, whatever. And then when these renew the next year, be ready to refund when that new 297 hits. Have it as the rebill, 297 rebill. Don't think that money's gold in the bank, because surprise phantom hit of 297, they might want to charge back if you don't refund it. But a lot of them will stay on. Like 50% of those people will stay on. So you just killed it. So that's your real business model is not $57 a month. It is LTV. Now, where the real LTV in a membership program comes from is selling more of the same thing. So when they go on for the membership, automatically sell them for the annual. When they go on and upgrade, a big percentage of people will take it. Credit card's already in hand. It makes sense, but the deal makes sense. One-time offer. Now, after they've bought the $297, that's when you can offer them the other upsell. Okay? Another upsell, whatever it is. But beyond that, you don't need to, because here's the thing. When people become buyers, they get segmented to your buyers list. You're going to have 2 email lists. You're going to have your leads, and you're going to have your buyers. Okay? Leads, you want to hit them as often as possible to buy. Okay? So leads would be an example of everybody who registered for your webinar and didn't purchase. They're leads. What you're going to do is you're going to follow up to have them watch the webinar again. And maybe follow up with a different angle. Follow up with like an email sequence that says, okay, this is like why you should buy. Here's like, or maybe here's another video from a different angle. Maybe here's you at your facility just interviewing a woman about her success. Email them that and then say, hey, if you guys really want to be the next success story, the next case study like this, watch this webinar to learn how. So these leads are just going to try to get them through the sales funnel. After they bought, they become buyers. So after about 30 days, let's say leads, for the first 30 days, just hit them with your program. But after 30 days, if they don't buy, that doesn't mean that maybe just your program isn't right. Maybe they're never going to buy a membership program, continuity program, no matter what you sell. But you know what's crazy? You could pitch another offer. That's where you can go in and pitch. Maybe you partner up with another person who has like a health weight loss list or something like that, a weight loss offer, and it's $500, and you get them on their webinar. So you get an affiliate link, you send all those people, after 30 days, you send them over to another person's webinar, and then you tell that other person to do the same with you. And now you've got somebody else promoting your deal, and you're just doing a little scratch each other's back, and now next thing you know, a bunch of them buy. You're like, why would they buy this $500 offer but not mine? Because not everybody's going to like you. It's not for everybody. Or maybe you tried really hard to target this demographic, but you didn't get them. Maybe people are not women. Maybe you got men watching, stuff like that. So that's what I would do. I would say first 30 days, focus on converting your leads into buyers, and afterwards, focus on promoting affiliate offers because that's going to raise your LTV. Okay? Now, once they become buyers, same thing. I've just spent $297 to go on your course. Don't sell me anything immediately. Focus on value with me. Focus on serving me the product. But what you should do immediately with all your buyers is get them on another webinar coming up. And maybe now there's another plan, such as my meal plan. Now you got another webinar for another, $297, whatever. I can get this full-blown customizable meal plan, a second thing, and you're selling them to your existing customers. What people don't realize is that LTV is everything. Okay. The price you pay to acquire a customer. Let's say that in this model, let's say you spend $100 in advertising to get a customer. 100 is worth, let's say, $228 to you. You're going to get paid over 4 months. So you're literally like doubling, tripling your money. Okay? At least doubling your money on ads. Great, scalable. But you need to get this as high as possible. Your first $100, that's real money out of your pocket. But after they've bought from you, when you go to take all your buyers and get them on a webinar, you have zero advertising cost. That is pure profit. When you get them on another digital program, pure profit. Just even launch like another 8-week boot camp. Say, hey, separate from the membership site, I'm doing an 8-week boot camp. If anybody wants to be on it, we're going to get on a webinar every week live for 8 weeks. It's $297. And if you go through the 8 weeks and you do every single assignment and every single thing and you don't get the results you want, we'll offer you a refund guarantee, whatever. But make sure they do it. Now you've got literally pure profit. No advertising. See, on this one, you're losing money up front to get a customer. But on all the long-term sales, every quarter, launch another product to that list. Launch another product related to the same thing they want. And this LTV will go all the way up to, let's say, $500. Now look at that as a business model. Spending $100 to make $500. You're making a 5x on your money. If you knew these numbers were confident and you're making $100 to make $500, how much would you be willing to put on the front end here in money?
As much as possible.
All of it, right? All of it. That's how these guys make millions of dollars on infomercials and stuff like that, is that they figure out how to calculate this back end and dial that in. When you go to, and you see people on infomercials, it's because their back end is so strong. They're not making money giving away a free book on an infomercial. They're losing money on that. Infomercials is you're going to spend like $100 just to get a lead, whereas you can get a lead for $3 online. But they know after they get the little free book or whatever, somebody from a call center is going to call them and say, oh, let me get you a coaching session, a free coaching session to get them on. Oh, it sounds like what you really need is our $30,000 mastermind, right? So there's back end. These guys that are on TV, they're making all these real estate people, they're making back end money. So that's when you figure out how to get your LTV up, your back end game, the person who can afford to pay the most for a customer wins. Okay? You need to have, that's your real number. So you're not really in the $57 a month continuity business. You're in the LTV business, long-term lifetime value of a customer. Figure that out. Now you know what you pay. Honestly, if you knew your thing was $500, you could spend $200, $300, and you'd still be profitable. Now, if you're spending $200 to acquire a $57 customer, you're losing money, but you're essentially making it in like 3 months. That's how you see people like, if you ever wonder how people like Ty Lopez blew up on the internet overnight. A few years ago, no one knew who he was. Now he's like a household name, whether people like him or hate him or make fun of him. It's because he dropped like $5 million, however much, on YouTube ads, literally like in a couple of months, and blew up. How could he afford to do that? Because they figured out that in like 4 months, he's getting back whatever his exact, I'm not claiming his exact numbers, but as soon as they figured out, hey, this $67 a month program, by month 4 we break even, open the floodgates. Open the floodgates. Let's target every single, you don't even have to target fitness terms anymore. When you know that, you don't have to target fitness terms. You literally can go to Facebook and just open it up. United States, women, 30 to 45. Let this thing run. Use Facebook's conversion pixel to do all the work for you. That's when you're just like, now you got no shortage of leads. I don't know how many it is, but it's like probably tens of millions of women 30 to 45 in the United States. And use the conversion pixel. So Facebook, as soon as like 100 people buy, Facebook will start optimizing your ads to find more women like that. And this thing will just explode. Right? From a Facebook advertiser. Right? From the Cairo Queen. The Cairo Queen knows all about this. She's been adjusting profits since '86.
You guys, we have like 1 minute. My battery's about to die here. He's been here way longer than he was promised, but it's ridiculous, right? So let's wrap this up.
Warren, in summary, just for everybody that's watching, for anybody that's watching, my advice to you, Warren, is your online course sounds fantastic. You have a $57 a month membership site. All I would do is I would add the upsell for them to be able to buy the annual, significantly discounted at a one-time offer. I think that will convert better. And then take whatever offer you were saying, just do that by email. Segment your list into 2 types. Leads and buyers. Get your buyers on more products that they can buy to be able to get your lifetime value up. Get your leads to try to buy, and if they don't, think about promoting some third-party offers or something like that to be able to generate some income off that list. And then I like your program, I like your customization. After you master the model with women 35 to 45 and dominate that market and prove that it works, do like you said, duplicate this process for another thing. I don't see any reason why a couple years from now, you can't give a case study just doing $10 million a year. Okay, that'd be my advice for you, Warren.
All right, you guys, Chris Record.
All right, you guys, thanks for the time and everything.